Bubba, what you cooking, man?
What's up, fellas? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Oh, welcome to Iron Minds.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, everybody. Michael Lombard, what's up, my friend? How you doing?
Good, man. Let's get a crack at this beautiful Tuesday. One hell of a week. Last full week of July, baby.
Isn't that crazy? Dude, summer's just flying by. I mean, I'm talking to clients about trade shows this fall and what's going on. And, you know, today on the show, I figured we could talk about, like, starting to plan for the second half of the year. I mean, we're already in the second half of the year. We got 5 more months to go. We got holidays coming up. Sometimes people aren't really ready for those, especially when it comes to their routines, their eating, those types of things. That's crazy. This is just flying by, totally flying by. It's nuts.
Yeah, the clock's moving way too fast this year.
You know, it just does that every year. It gets a little bit faster every year. And my theory is every year is a smaller portion of your life, so therefore it feels like it goes faster. That's my theory. So,
you know, also, I mean, for me, when I always have something in front of me, the clock moves pretty fast. You know,
yeah.
I try really hard to be present and live in the day. But when you're chasing something, whether it be athletically, professionally, financially, I mean, the clock moves pretty quick.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Michael Easter goes into that in his book, The Comfort Crisis, which is why he talks about doing that in Misogi, this idea of doing one very, very incredibly difficult thing per year. For me, that would have been the water safari. But yeah, I mean, it's time's relativity. And essentially, like, yeah, if you're 10 years old, 1 year is 10% of your entire life, and so
right.
that's what your brain recognizes time as. Whereas if you're 50, 1 year is very small
2%.
percent of your life.
That's right. Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I think it's because it becomes a smaller portion of your overall existence and memory and those types of things. So I think it typically goes faster.
Well, you know, it's the fitness habits. If you want to slow down time, you know what to do, right?
That's right.
Just drop into a plank.
Drop into a low plank. 3 minutes. I'll tell you what, people think 3 minutes is a short amount of time. The world stands still once you drop on those elbows.
Dude, that's the truth, man. That or sit against the wall, that'll do it too. Yeah, that'll slow down time pretty quickly by doing that as well. Pedro, good morning, my friend.
Yeah, GM Pedro.
Morning, brother. Morning. How you guys doing? I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend.
Pedro's about to see a sunrise. Everybody, look at that. You can see in the background.
Yeah, I will. That's why I always turn my camera on so I watch the sun come up. Yeah. Ready to get keep this week going, man. I'm telling you, had a good / bad weekend. You know, I won't talk about the bad because that's not what it's about. But man, left the weekend with a new sense of a different type of rejuvenation, new type of motivation, seeing things I never saw before. And man, I came home Sunday with just this thing about me. It's like, man, like I've got to slay it. I've got to slay it. Just keep moving up, keep kicking ass, and keep moving forward. So I'm hyped about this week, man. And I think it has something to do with those 9 freaking stories that I climbed up those stairs that I thought I was going to die by the time I got to the 9th story. You talk about time going slow. Boy, it started going slow around that 8th story.
Yeah, I bet. Plus, you wore a new suit, I think, this weekend. Is that correct? Bought a new suit.
Yeah, man, dude, I felt so So good, man. I don't dress up because I hate the way I look when I'm dressed up, man. And it's the first time in a long time that I felt amazing, man. So yeah, thank you.
Dude, you
Best
look good,
$400 I ever spent.
you look good, man. It's a good feeling when you get to wear something like that you bought and look good. And man, it's like that's the mindset change too. Like from now on, man, you love the way you look, and you're gonna keep.
When I worked in an office, I wore a suit almost every day, and they were not required.
Yeah, see, I do.
I like wearing suits. Now
I do too, man. I do too. I just don't dress up because I just don't like the way I look in a suit, or didn't. But now I'm starting to feel better about it. So I used to have a closet full of suits, man. So but I ended up just giving them all away as I gained weight, and so that was, that was part of the new sense of rejuvenation for me this weekend, man. A lot of these family members, I haven't seen them in years. A lot of them since I was well over 300 pounds. So it was good, man. I'm not a vain person, but let's be honest, it's good when people notice your work, whether it be at work or whether it be the work you put into your health. And I felt good, man. People telling me I looked good and how much weight I've lost and stuff. So yeah, man. That stuff pumps you up. You do it for you, but let's all be honest. It's good when other people take notice. It makes you feel good about yourself and lets you know, hey, I'm doing the right things. I'm on the right track, and I may not see it, but other people see it.
Well, the truth is, it's like having kids, right? When you have kids and they're really little, you see them growing every day, so you don't necessarily notice the big differences. But then when you take them somewhere and other people see them who haven't seen them for 6 months or a year, they're like, "Oh my gosh, they've grown so much." And it's the same kind of principle, right? Like when you're getting in shape, sometimes you don't notice the differences as much. But other people, when they see it, kind of just gives you like, "Oh, okay, this is working. This is changing." It's a big deal. Oh, Corey, what's up, my friend? Corey says it definitely, some fuel for purpose. Man, Corey as well, man. Like the whole kind of thing. He went through the whole body transformation. Now he's doing like body sculpting. But when he got started, he was in that same situation. Pedro, exact same situation. For sure.
I mean, the non-scale victories are the most important part of the process because, I think when it comes to a weight loss or weight management, the burgoying goal is the number on the scale. Like that seems to be because people remember what they weighed in high school, and like that's always seems to be like kind of like a goal and anything like that. But we also have to put into context that we're not the same age that we were in high school, and our bodies changed a little bit, so that where in some cases being your high school weight makes sense, in others it doesn't, especially when you're looking to gain and retain more lean muscle. And the non-scale victories, like the clothes fitting, are going to motivate you way more than a number that's kind of somewhat arbitrary. And like that is what's gonna, like, having to throw those clothes out, like having to get rid of those suits. I mean, I remember when I worked at Enterprise, like you didn't have to wear the suit jacket. It was optional. You just had to wear the shirt, a tie, and slacks. But I wore the jacket because the jacket made me look less big. Again, I tried to cut. That's why it's so hard to find a lot of good, solid before photos and kind of footage, because I did everything I could to hide it. Hockey jerseys, had a beard, like would wear the suit jacket because it would hide and in some ways just make me look like I was just like maybe a little bit more built. And when you can throw those away, it's man, does it do way more than just seeing a number.
Dude, I'll tell you, when I was gaining my weight, I remember when I went to go buy a suit, and I'm like, I was throwing a fit because I was trying to tell the woman I was at 34. And I was like losing my mind at 36. And she had to tell my girlfriend, she's like, she goes, he's not gonna like this. And she brought me out a 40. And I got it trimmed down to a 38, but I was like, what the hell, dude? And so I remember how bad that feels, knowing that it's not the math that's wrong. And on the flip side, when I all of a sudden a 34 was too big for me, which was actually something I think that even when I was younger, when I was in my early 20s, I was about $190. I was a really solid $190 though. And now, I do obviously a lot more endurance and stuff, so it's not surprising to be leaner. But when I got to ditch the 38s and 36s, For a while, I held on to them just in case, and I'm like, no, we're burning the boats. We're not going back.
What's up, Clint Howard? Good morning, man. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, it's like waistlines go up. I mean, when I was in high school, I was playing basketball like every day, and I think my weight was like 150 at the time. That's probably not realistic, but 160, 165, which was where I was in college, still playing ball and working out a lot, but that was a pretty good weight. So it's like, you got to look and see what's really realistic and what's really healthy. And I think there's a lot of that where like the scale is not the most important thing at this point. Can you run a mile without stopping? Can you put on jeans and they're not tight? They feel comfortable. The jeans you've had, like those kind of victories are huge.
I got one more for you. When you're gaining weight, you don't realize it. I once split my pants in a room full of trainees.
I've done that before. I split my pants at work back when I was doing door to door in Oregon.
And that wasn't enough. I didn't realize yet. I still wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And Trey, if I could, man, I'm gonna take it a step further with me on a personal thing. I'm getting to do things again, man, that after my accident, I never thought I'd get to do, man. They told me that I would walk with this crazy, funny walk for the rest of my life. And now, unless I tell you what's going on with me, you don't notice it. I was told I would never ride a bike again because of my drop foot, because it doesn't act right. And I can do that. Never thought I would jump, climb ladders, do all of these things that everyone takes for granted. Never thought I would do any of that stuff. And losing this weight has helped, but it's also going through the physical motions, man. I found a way to ride a bike. I just have to wrap one of my feet in, and all of that stuff has helped my injuries that they told me would keep me from doing stuff get better. And I've been able to train myself to overcome, and my body has kind of adapted and reset, which I think is an amazing thing about the human body is, you could lose a limb, lose a sense, whatever it is, and your body's going to find a way to adapt to that situation to try to allow you to live a better life. And most time you don't even have to do it, but it's good if you help the process along. And so with me, and I think a lot of other people like me, like that's a big thing too, doing fitness, man, getting those movements in, you get parts of your body moving that you didn't think you were going to again, or people told you that you were going to again. And so I think there's victories everywhere, man. The scale, the diabetes needle, they're everywhere. If you want to look for them close enough, and you give yourself plenty of reason to keep going and plenty of things to be proud of.
Yeah, I know.
That's
for me,
Live Inspired. It's that inspiration is everywhere if you're willing to look for it.
Yeah, and for me, one of the non-scale victories is how my shirts fit. I want to move it from being tight around here to being tight around here. It's like this portion is tight and this portion is loose, and just reversing that. And again, that's just being consistent, working out my upper body, working on my weight and those types of things, and then just change. Like you just start feeling different about the shirts and about how things fit around you, and that's a victory that I'm enjoying. Is starting to feel my shirts get tight again, because now I'm working my shoulders out, I'm working my chest out, my back, doing things I haven't done for a while because of my shoulder. And I'm starting to feel that difference of how my clothes are fitting, and just little victories like that, man, are huge. So. Hey, Clint.
Well, Trey, if you actually bought the shirts that fit you in the first place, then it would be great.
Listen, that's a whole other problem that we don't need to talk about, Pedro. It's a whole other problem.
There are no rules. I mean, it's about setting yourself up. It's about setting yourself up for the fight. That those doctors who are going to say you're never going to be able to do this, that's like a liability thing, and they're just going off of a checklist of what they think is the best. We don't need to tolerate those things, especially when it comes to limitations. Like if you can navigate a way to figure it out, again, like they don't know how the body's going to adapt. They don't know how you can transform. And I'd say, and kind of linking this, like going back to like what we're talking about with the scale, if somebody, we're talking about heading into fall, instead of focusing on a weight loss goal, like you said, like, so you're able to ride a bike net, you can ride a bike, you can do all these movements that were once restrictive, instead of setting like a goal that's a number on a scale or anything, pick a metric like your 1 mile time or your 2,000 meter row. I know you've been doing rollout. So for people who are like just getting started on something, instead of focusing on a scale number, say I'm going to run how fast you can run a mile, and then see how much better you can get it by the end of the year. And you'll find, and if you focus on that, big changes.
Right. Or something like, hey, I want to be able to run for 20 minutes without stopping. Maybe if you've never ran before, that's a big deal. To be able to run for 20 minutes without stopping, most people, can't do that. So I agree, Michael. There's other ways to measure things as opposed to just a scale or, some of those kind of things. So that's awesome. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Hey, Clint, check your Facebook message. If I got the right one, I think I put the link in there if you want to jump on and say hi, talk. So feel free to hop on. Oh, all right, boys. So here, this is
I think that's Clint that I think it's Clint that I met at Large Cars and Guitars. If it's St. Clint Howard, I don't know. I can't see. Yeah, he's a car hauler, man. Has a ridiculously cool truck, man. So good guy, man. Good guy. Matter of fact, I woke up this morning to like eight text messages of videos and pictures of his truck, and he's like, check these out, man.
That's awesome, man. Well, hopefully he can jump on here for just a minute. So something we're working on, by the way, something we're just going to throw out there is we're trying to find something that we can all do together out there, a Spartan race or something like that. So still working on it, maybe something in the Texas area, since we got two people from Texas, Nick and I can potentially head that direction. So if you're in the Texas area and you're doing any type of obstacle course race or walk or group challenge or whatever it is, let's try to figure it out. I love Tough Mudders because there's no time on it. You just got to complete the course. So, Paul asked you what a reefer is, Pedro. I think you guys have something going on. Jessica, good morning. Good to see you again, my friend.
He's talking about Hunter. He's talking about Hunter. Hunter wears that reefer hat, and so he calls Hunter reefer now.
Yeah. Jessica does times as well as opposed to businesses, things like that. Yep. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. So we got to figure something out. We got to get something going. Ooh, here we go. Now we got it. There it is. Look at this. We've got a fifth member today, everybody. There, Clint. Let's pull him onto the show. Look, there we go. What's up, Clint?
Oh, now it's a party.
Now it's a party. How are you doing?
Welcome.
What's that?
Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Good to have you on the show.
No problem, brother.
So you got a pretty nice truck out here.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's see that ride.
Yeah, Clint, we hear you have a pretty nice truck, man. Is it out there? Can we see the truck?
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Look at that. That's sweet. I like the blue against the white.
You could do pull-ups right off that top rack.
That's
you
right.
can do pull-ups right off that top rack of the car hauler.
Yep. Step on the step if you need a little extra help there.
Perfect. Step ups. You can do step ups too.
That's right. Pretty sweet.
That thing is just a workout machine.
Every day.
Nice. We got Natasha joining us. Hey, Natasha. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. All right.
Clint, every day you getting some out there?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. Clint, what's the nicest car that you've hauled on that thing, man?
Probably a Lambo.
Nice. Oh, man. I'd drive a little carefully if I had a Lambo on the top of that thing or the back of that thing.
Oh, yeah.
Where are you at right now? It's so sunny.
Cleveland, Tennessee.
Oh, nice. Yeah, God's country, baby.
Yeah, Midwest. Well, kind of Midwest meets the South.
Tennessee's the South, baby.
Yeah. It's close, though.
Yeah.
Close to the Midwest. That is for sure.
All right, Clint, so what do you got going on this fall? Pain-free, holding some planks. Where are the live viewers at? What is everybody out there live doing for some movement right now? I'm waking up the entire neighborhood. I want to know how many people get pissed off when I'm out here in this freaking light.
I wonder that same thing, man. When I'm walking down the street and just in there talking to myself, I'm like, man, I wonder how many people I'm waking up right now, because I know I'm not that quiet.
Dude,
People out of their
hear
me out of their bedrooms.
When I was training to do one-arm push-ups, because my other arm was injured, I I had my headphones in and I was working out of my backyard, and it's a pretty tight neighborhood, and I had no idea just how loud I was yelling. Like 8, 9, 10, at the top of my lungs, dude. I go inside. My wife tells me that the freaking neighbor across the street had got outside, was shining their flashlight around, and they called the cops because they thought something.
That sounds about right.
I never.
Yeah. I'm shocked the police haven't been making some of my running videos, like just fucking hooting and hollering. Like, I think this guy's gonna kill somebody. If you don't, like, I think he's threatening somebody right now on the phone, screaming, "You got to go arrest this guy."
Boys, those are my first pull-ups since rehabilitating my shoulder right there. Look at that. Oh, that feels good.
I'm telling you, when it comes to like that autonomy, we talk about it all the time. That body autonomy. You know, I got a message from a good friend the other day who, you know, they had a recent injury, and like they're learning the hard way on you know, taking just like your just simplest task for granted.
Yeah.
It's not a problem. Just like stuff, like I say all the time, like people take for granted flaw. And so then, you know, for every day, lift your hands above your head. If you can walk on 2 feet, like you are, you know, without a doubt, blessed beyond measure. And it's like, until you can't, and it's just like with anything, just like with chronic disease, like you think it's not a problem, and then once you get it, once you find you're like, oh man, now this is my wake-up call. And it's like the goal is to try to not ever have the wake-up call, and to have the wake-up call beforehand.
That's right. By the way, Jessica has some tips for you on how to really wake up the neighborhood. So
yeah,
right there,
these people
that there.
These people's alarms are going off, and they're hearing me mumbling outside. I'm hopefully in some of their dreams.
Without a doubt.
Lombard's out here. I'm in your head. I'm in your sleep.
Yeah, that's what everyone needs. That's what everyone needs right there. Lombard running in his IVIA, screaming at him about some Napoleon War. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, man,
you know, when I get injured, when I get sick, which is, well, when I get injured a lot and I can't do what I want to do, I'd be lying if I didn't say I threw a 5-minute pity party. But it doesn't take long to remember that on my worst day, there are a lot of people out there who would want to be me. From what Lombard just said, like, we take too much for granted the ability to walk, to lift things, to do things. And just because maybe I can't compete the way that I want to someday, like, oh well, there's so much that I have to be grateful for.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna have to ease my way into these pull-ups, but that felt great, man. So good to get up and do a nice controlled pull-up, which is awesome. So Clint, so you're in Cleveland, Tennessee. What's up, Bernard? What are you doing this morning, my friend? Clint, you're in Cleveland, Tennessee. Are you waiting for a load? What are you doing right now? Because I saw you walking around a little bit.
Just hanging out for a minute, waiting for the other guys to get here. We got 10 trucks. I don't know if you can see that in the background there.
Nice. Got there early, getting a little movement in, getting some steps in. Where's your load going to today? Where are you delivering to?
I'm picking up a load in Cleveland, taking the chat, and then going to downtown Birmingham.
Nice. So you got a good 5-6 hours driving today.
Yeah.
Leading by example out there, Clint. Leading by example, getting out there, waiting for his load, waiting for his people, getting the movement in. This is what Iron Minds is all about, baby.
Yeah, man. Clint, be honest, did you plan to get there early and get some movement in? Was that the plan, or are you just taking advantage of the extra time you got?
I get here early every morning, walk around, check the cars out, make sure everybody's got what they need.
Doing the old pre-trip inspection, making sure you're ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. How long have you been moving cars? Has that been the majority of your career, or is that relatively new?
On and off since 2000.
All right. So that's a career, man. Oh.
Yeah.
25 years of moving cars.
We're gonna have Clint have Clint in the lounge on in September. So yeah, y'all have to make sure you tune in, man. And yeah, we're gonna dig in car hauling. Here's our first car hauler we've ever had. So really excited about that, man. Learn some stuff about the car hauling industry and about Southern Transport and Clint. So yeah.
I mean, I'll tell you, when it comes to car hauling, like it's the question I get asked about most, especially, you know, just from being a driver. They're like, hey, what do you think it costs to like ship a car? I'm like, hey man, I was like, car hauling is a different beast. I was like, I know, I mean, to ship a car really anywhere, I just feel like it's gonna cost anywhere from $500 to $1,000. But I was like, and I know, and now I know Clint, and you know, there's a couple other car haulers. I was like, but just if you're gonna ship the car, I always tell people, I'm like, hey, if you could drive it, but if not, like, hey, I can get you in touch with some of the right people. Do not just go online, because like it's ripe with getting ripped off. Like whenever it comes to moving cars, I feel like people can easily get ripped off.
Yeah.
We try to be fair. We're about $1.10, $1.20 a mile.
Yeah, and that makes sense. There's so many people. Like a friend of mine was moving a car from I think from Florida. Like he shipped it from Puerto Rico to Florida, and then needed it from Florida to North Carolina. And it was like a handshake deal with some guy he had. And this guy was basically like, hey, basically told him like, I need an extra $500 to do what we originally asked. And like, or I'm going to keep the car here.
Yeah.
No, we don't do stuff like that.
Scumbags.
Probably a foreigner, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was somebody not. It was somebody not really from the U.S. who he made that deal with.
Yeah. In that case, they don't really care.
Somebody
Bernard's
to get back after the sale.
Nice. Bernard's getting ready to talk to the VA, and good. Thanks for joining us, Bernard. Hope that goes well for you this morning. Whew.
Hey, you know, Trey,
I think I'm gonna jump out of here and get with it.
All right,
Hey, Clint, have a cool day, man. Thanks for joining us, dude. Yeah, go get
Have a good day, Clint. Be safe out there.
Trey, you started, we started the conversation talking about time and the relative time. And I bet when we were doing this months ago and you were just first talking about the diagnosis of frozen shoulder, it probably seemed like time was frozen in place. And yet here you are doing pull-ups again.
Well, you don't know how long it's going to take. Yeah. You start to think, well, how long is it going to be until I can do some normal things again? I went yesterday and hit golf balls. No pain. Mowing the yard, no pain. Sleeping, no pain, not getting woken up anymore. Able to do push-ups and pull-ups, which are my two favorite exercises in the world. No pain. I mean, I just did those pull-ups, and even though like it's hard to do them since I haven't done them for a while, there's no pain. There was no pain going up or down, which I'm not going to be lying. Like I was nervous about that this morning because I thought, well, I haven't done this yet, but I'm going to try it right now and give it a shot and see if it's the pain's there or not. The mobility, I mean, it's not quite 100%. If you look to the side here, like my left one still goes back just a little further, but I mean, that's from where it was. It's like way better, like going up from the side. So yeah, I mean, time definitely stopped. And in that regard, you just think, man, I got so much work to do. I got so much rehab to do. And I still have a little bit of rehab to do. There's still a lot of stretching I got to do and things like that. But it now enables me to do these things that I really enjoy doing. And I'm excited about that because, man, like when you can't do the things you want to do, you start to just feel like, man, I can't do anything, Ooh, nice. Paul, walking his mile. Let's go, buddy. Just getting out there. Man, Lombard, you got to love that, man. Walking is the secret, man.
The gateway drug in the fitness, the biggest longevity hack. Walking is why we're on top of the food chain. I mean, it is like, I think I said that to somebody the other day, like when it comes to like endurance in itself, again, like humans are the best at it. There's no species on the planet that's better at long distance running that can do the things we can do. And the reason why we're able to do it is because it was required to survive. Now it's no longer required. So for you to have it, you need to go out and seek it.
Go get it. That's right. I think walking, I think planking, because it's like a push-up, but it's like the start to that, you feel those core muscles engage, you feel your shoulders engage, planking is such a great kind of gateway drug for doing these body movements. And man, it just feels so good to get these things done, man. I'm excited to get back at it. Let's go, baby. There's no bump. Yeah, pretty small. Speaking of which, shout out to the one and only Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace, man. We're so sad this week, man. That guy changed all of our childhoods. Let's just throw it out there. Like, that guy made wrestling, him, Macho Man, Randy Savage, those guys back in the day. Oh man. Like,
how many Halloween costumes? Like, you got to think, like, he's got to have like the record, like next to Count Dracula, and like
it's got to be Hulk. For
some
kids,
of the text, like sure. Hulk is like a textbook Halloween costume. Like, dude, that falls like
ripping the shirt off, man. He's the first to do that.
I was thinking last night I was going to try to do a post. I just couldn't find the right clip. But the whenever you think he's about to get tapped out, right, and then he starts doing that little thing, I'm like, bro, that's literally how I've lived my whole life. That's where I got it from.
Yeah. We know Hulk passed away. I think he was 71. Yeah. Just heard Ryan Sandberg passed away. I think he was 65. The All-Star shortstop. Ryan Sandberg from the Chicago Cubs. All-Star second baseman.
Second baseman.
He's second baseman. Yeah. He passed away. I think the lesson I always take from these things is we got to always keep in mind tomorrow's not promised. Yesterday's already gone. Today is what matters. Like, what are we doing today? Are we being excellent today? Are we pursuing greatness today? Whatever that looks like, small steps and just doing the right things, because you just never know, man. I mean, Deion Sanders, fortunately for him, he's now cancer free, but man, like one of the best athletes all time, he got cancer. Randy Moss, same thing, great athlete, got cancer. Like, we just don't know. You just don't know what's coming your way. But if you're listening to this right now, it means that you're here today. You got today, and need to make the most of today, the time that we have. It's a good way to end the show today. It's a good way to finish it off.
Amen. Get some 1% better daily.
All right, fellas. Hey, we'll see you next week, folks. Get out there, find your tribe, find your group. Remember, iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. Sharpen somebody today. Get yourself sharpened. It's going to be uncomfortable. Get uncomfortable. Go get it today. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out, everybody. Let's go.